You're looking at two people who would have probably swiped left years ago.
And look at us now.
So stick with us for the next 20 minutes as we unpack why stepping outside of your dating comfort zone might just lead you to the love story you didn't see coming. Welcome to Saying Yes Again,
a podcast about second chances, real love, and opening your heart after heartbreak.
We're your hosts, Dr. Lisa
and Tony,
a midlife couple who found love after divorce. And now we're here to share our story.
And to remind you that it's never too late to say yes again.
So put on your headphones and listen closely, because your next yes could be the one that changes everything. So welcome back to Saying Yes Again. I'm Dr. Lisa.
And I'm Tony.
And today we're diving into something we know a little bit about. Wouldn't you say so, honey?
Yes, it's definitely a topic that hits home because, well, we lived it.
We certainly did. And that is dating outside of your comfort zone. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about like what it really means to date outside the box, I'll call it, right? So when we talk about like dating outside of your comfort zone, we're not just talking about like age or race. We're really talking about dating someone who might be from a different profession, a different culture, or even a different energy level.
Definitely. Or different life experiences.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? When Lisa and I first met, we were coming from different backgrounds. Totally. I'm coming from Erie, Pennsylvania. She's born and bred in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah. I'm a physician, for 25, 30 years. I traveled a lot. I was married for 25 years.
Yes. I'm a car salesman and have been for about 25 years, right? I was in my last relationship for 7 years, 3 of which we were married. So totally different.
Yeah.
Life experiences, right?
Totally different life experiences.
And here we are.
Yeah. So, when we first met and you told me that you were a car salesman, it really hit home like, wow, okay, this is someone who I probably, like I said in the beginning, would have swiped left, right? Just because of different professions. But then after hearing your story of, kind of even where that grind came from, just was really intriguing. So tell us a little bit about that. Where'd you get where's the history of the car salesman come from?
Well, actually, my father was a car salesman for about 30 years, Bobby Horton Sr. Also, I have a brother. He's no longer with us, Bobby Horton Jr. He was a car salesman for several years as well.
Yeah.
So it's in the blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really love it.
Yeah. And you do such a good job at it as well.
Thank you.
And so when you told me that story, it kind of gave some context to sort of why you kind of picked that profession or why you were sort of aligned with it. And you've been doing it for, that's a lifetime, 25 years.
Yes.
and doing this successfully. So, but once we really, I think, slowed down and, got to know each other, we really got to see each other. Like we really realized that maybe there's something here, right? Maybe there's something big going on.
Yeah, definitely. We had more in common than we had differently. Our values, our family values, what we enjoy to do, what we find important, those type of things. We had more, like I said, in common that we didn't have in common.
Yeah. And one of those things I think we had in common was what we realized was that spiritual foundation, right?
Yeah, because I remember inviting you to church. And ironically, you happen to be a member of the same church that I attend here in Canyon.
Yes.
So that was definitely a plus.
Yeah. And then again, to take the time to learn more about that spiritual foundation, we both realized that, as children, we were both raised in the church, that whole spirit and presence of God has been in our, in our families and our upbringing. So that was really important as well.
Yeah, it was a must in my family in Erie, Pennsylvania. My mom made sure of that. And I mentioned that in one of our other podcasts that, we went to church.
Yeah.
So that's been everything for me.
Absolutely. And I think we both had, just that love for family, those deep family values. And then we also cherish like quality time, spending time together, which I think, made for just some shared alignment as well.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. When you start organizing these family get togethers and everything on a routine basis, it just really resonated with me deep down inside because I've always been a family person. I like to sit down, eat together, hold hands, pray, whatever. And you are, you're just like, I mean, that's very important for you. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it is. I
Yeah.
love coordinating family events we're all busy. Sometimes we can't get together, but when we can, it's a beautiful thing.
It
Yeah.
definitely is.
Yeah.
And it's important.
Absolutely. And I think sort of, looking at all of those things, that's sort of like when we knew, like you said, that the differences really didn't matter, right? That what made it really interesting were the values that we shared.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So let's talk about why comfort zones can be limiting, right? So
Hmm.
comfort zones often feel safe, right? It's what people sort of, migrate towards is that person who they feel comfortable with, that sameness. But it's also a place sometimes where love stories and dreams can actually die because you don't really take the time to explore what might be out there outside of that.
You can definitely say that again.
Yeah, because so many people think that, I need to be someone who's just like me, went to the same school, has the same profession, on the same track, we have all these things, in common. But a lot of times the growth is in being with someone who is not like you at all, right?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean, you like yourself. So you're just naturally attracted to people who have the same characteristics and quality that mimic yours.
Hmm.
But I believe I mentioned this in one of our previous podcasts, babe. Some years ago, I read a book by T.D. Jakes entitled Maximize the Moment. And he talked about the importance of facing or dealing with difference,
Mm,
things other than who you are or what you represent. That's the only way to cause us to grow, you
yeah.
know. And I can definitely say being in this medical or physician bubble that you've structured over some 30 years has caused me to grow. I have growth coming out of my ears, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, So,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
And I'm enjoying, learning from you as well. I think a lot of your story is really built on a lot of resilience. I don't know
hmm
if you know that at all, but
yes,
your story of resilience, your story of just hard work and work ethic, all of that really just helped me to grow as well. So
good, good, good.
yeah. So, but what we do know is that real compatibility with someone is more about their values, right? Than it is about, again, like I said, matching resumes, like, checking to see
Definitely,
what school you
definitely,
went to and all
definitely.
those things. I mean, some of those things are important, but again,
Yes,
we have to just be mindful that that's not all there is to a person, right?
right.
Are those things.
Open minded, realistic.
Exactly. Be open minded and realistic. So let's talk about something that has come up in the news
And what's that?
related to this, I think, topic of dating outside your comfort
Oh,
zone.
it sounds juicy, baby. Bring it on.
So, have you seen the story? I'm sure you have. I'm sure our audience has as well.
What?
Have you seen the story of Megan the Stallion and Clay Thompson?
Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah, I think I did hear about that.
Yes. So, talk about dating outside your comfort
Oh,
zone.
wow.
People are
Yes.
looking at that like, what? Them together?
Megan Thee Stallion. Oh, wow. Yeah, Clay Thompson. He's so reserved. Used to play for the Lakers. I believe he's with the Dallas Mavericks right now. No, excuse me. He played for Golden State Warriors, and now
Right,
he's with the Dallas Mavericks.
right.
Megan Thee Stallion speaks for herself.
Yeah, Clay Thompson was that quiet and like number
Yes.
two man,
Reserved.
just come off the bench and just do his thing and then just
Yeah.
sit back down. You hear nothing from him. And Megan the Stallion is the girl, the it girl, the hot girl
Yes.
summer. I
Oh
mean, the
yeah.
body yada yada girl.
Yada
So
yada 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 yada.
so people are just like, they're really happy for them, but they're also surprised,
Yes.
like
I was definitely
wow.
surprised when I heard about that, babe.
Yeah.
I was, but they found they're happy, and they're happy is not like a prototype of who they are. They stepped outside of the bubble, you know,
Yeah,
pushed the checklist to the side.
they definitely stepped outside the box. And I think they are just, basking in the moment of just being happy right now. And
Yeah.
just, I think Clay Thompson even said it somewhere. He just want to see what happens.
Yes.
I'm in this
Yes.
just as long as I'm happy, let's just see what happens.
I have a different note for you though, babe, on that same subject matter.
Yeah.
What I'm sure people are familiar with this because it's been long, it's been going on for a while, but Serena Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the epitome of professionalism as a tennis player. She has so many major accolades, awards, etc. And then she got married to Alex Ohanian,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
His
Yes.
dad's Romanian and his mom is German.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a social media co-founder of Reddit.
Yep. 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 Yep.
They have a child. I
Yep.
believe they're married and
Yes.
they're happily ever
Happy
after.
ever after.
So,
And another story, right? Another
yes,
story, dating
yes,
outside your comfort zone, just being open to the possibility. You just never know.
never
They
know.
are of different cultures, they are of different professions, and look at that.
Definitely.
And look at them. So definitely, just be open to the differences, and see what works. Enjoy the moment and see.
Yeah, definitely. You don't have to marry the person tomorrow, but just kind
Right.
of loosen stuff up. We talked about the non-negotiables or whatever. You have those are kind of the handlebars to minimize the drama and find somebody you're compatible with. But flexibility is very important. And
Yes.
that's what Lisa and I try to do. We try to be flexible,
Yes,
you
yes,
know?
yes. And
So
that non-negotiables that you were talking about is referencing our podcast episode number 5, I believe.
five,
So
episode
you want
number
to go
5.
back and definitely
Oh,
check that
yes.
out as well,
I
because
had
that
to
gives some context to what we're talking
as a
about.
man, I really had to open up. I didn't want to relinquish my man card, but
Oh, geez,
whoo,
you and your man card.
I mean, everybody got a man card. But I really had to open up, and it's been very beneficial for myself and my growth, and also for our marriage.
Yeah,
So please
absolutely.
check that out. But
Please check it out. Yeah.
what are we going to talk about next, baby?
So, how do you know when it's worth it? How do you know when it's worth, dating outside your comfort zone? So, again, we're not saying to ignore the red flags. We're not saying to, get into a
No.
relationship with someone where, it's dangerous or those types of things. But don't confuse different with dangerous, right?
Right, right. Sometimes it softens you up. Difference softens you up, opens you up a little bit, and I think that's good. That's good for
Yeah.
you. That's good for everyone, right?
Exactly. As
You
long as it
know.
doesn't cross a boundary, then, difference, like you said, sometimes can just soften you up, can definitely open you up. I know that for me, when we started dating, I didn't notice it initially, but a lot of my girlfriends were like, girl, something different about you. And I'm like, really? What?
Hey,
Hey, I don't know what it is, but it's all good.
that's right. Open up, open up. I remember, just as kind of off the cuff here. I remember when you and I were talking about traveling, and Jamaica came up.
Hmm.
You had never been to Jamaica.
Yeah.
I fortunately had been there several times, and so we obviously had to put it on our checklist. And we've been to Jamaica.
And
We
we've been to
celebrated your
Jamaica.
birthday approximately 2 years ago
Yeah. Yeah.
on the right
Yeah. Yeah.
ocean front and the grill. If you've never been there, please go check
Yeah.
it out.
And that's funny because I had been to many other Caribbean islands, but never Jamaica. I think it was just something in my head that was ingrained from, previous relationship or a while back about just not going.
Oh
And
no!
you were like, girl, we got to go. Let's go. Why haven't we gone to
Shout
Jamaica?
out to my Jamaican brothers and
Yeah.
sisters.
So it was
We
it was
love you, man.
wonderful. It was wonderful.
Yes.
So definitely. So our differences really have added some new dimensions to our lives. I think we connected really on the things that really mattered, like we
Yeah.
talked about, the spiritual foundation,
Family
family
values.
values, the quality time, so
Yeah.
that foundation had been set.
And it's important that you establish a foundation.
Right.
Then and only
Absolutely.
then can you build a relationship and or a marriage.
Right.
Have to have that
Have to
foundation.
have that
She'll
foundation.
tell you, I made sure that we didn't miss a beat as far as our dating cycle. I wanted to plant the seed for
Yeah.
friendship and everything else. I wanted her to feel warm and fuzzy and
Yeah.
have that fluorescent smile. Then we could progress from there.
Then we could progress from
Right?
there. Definitely. So let's give our listeners some tips about stepping outside of their comfort zone if they're kind of ready for that. What are some
Oh,
tips?
I'd love to. I'd love to. Number one, be curious and not controlling. Okay.
Mm.
That's like a fine line, but just,
Mm.
be conscious of that. Be curious, not controlling.
Yeah, don't go in there with a whole interview, please. Just be open. Just be in a space of discovery, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And she had a whole list. And she's talking. You had a whole list, honey.
Oh my goodness, I did not interview you.
Around story. You staggered your interview.
I staggered
You
it.
staggered your interview. I remember, quote, we'll just table that. You remember that? You remember you told me that?
Oh my
That means put it
gosh.
off
Now
for a
he's
later
trying to bring
date,
up
but
all
you're going to
this
address
stuff.
that question. That's okay. We're
Trying
going
to
to
bring
keep
up
it
all.
moving. Number two, let's lead with values and not a checklist, Lisa.
Yes, lead with values and not a checklist. Exactly. So, what are the things that are important to you, right? The things that you know that you would not sacrifice, that you would not give up, right?
Yeah.
So, what are those things? Start there. Let that build the foundation, the values, and not the checklists. Definitely.
Number three, loosen the grip.
Mm. Loosen the grip.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Relax a little bit. Be flexible.
Yeah.
Happiness equals flexibility. Happiness equals open mindedness. You can be obsessed or infatuated, like we said before, with your non negotiables or what you're looking for, what you'll tolerate, so on and so forth. But you can always also wind up alone.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I think it's important too when you said loosen the grip to just loosen the grip in terms of letting that person show you who they are. Let
Exactly.
them show up, right? And stop
Exactly.
trying to make them and form them into somebody that you want to see in your fantasy world. Like really just let them be and let them show up because that's the person that you're gonna end up with, and that's the person who you're gonna be with.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I
Yeah.
totally agree.
So, and what else? What else do you think is another tip that we could give to our listeners?
Be open to the possibility.
Mm,
Right?
be open to the possibility. Definitely.
It requires vulnerability, of which we spoke about in our last podcast.
Yeah, we did. Exactly. Being open does require some vulnerability. So definitely check out our last episode, which is episode 7, where I talked about where I almost canceled our our
Oh
first date.
wow. Oh
And I had to learn that hard lesson of vulnerability. So definitely be open. Be
yes.
open to the possibility.
Almost canceled our date. We
Almost
wouldn't,
canceled.
we wouldn't even been married,
I
baby.
know.
Right?
I
Right?
know. I know.
Wow. Talking about dating outside of your comfort
Whew.
zone.
Yeah,
You got a little cold feet there,
I
didn't you?
did.
You got cold feet.
I had cold feet. I
Why'd
really
you
did.
why'd you get cold feet? Was it me? Was it
Because it was
something I did?
different.
Was it something I did?
No, it's like what we're talking about today
Was
because it was different.
because I'm a car salesman.
Not only that, I mean, we just can't, we had
Not
some differences.
only.
Yeah,
Oh, we had some
we had
differences.
some differences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different put a smile on her face. Look at her right now. Red lipstick. But anyway,
You like my lipstick on you?
I love it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So at the end of the day, love may not show up as you expected, like we talked about, right?
Exactly.
But it may be better than you imagined if you just open yourself to the possibility and maybe do a little dating outside your comfort zone.
And I think we're proof of that. We're all over social media. Some of my friends actually told me, Tony, I'm tired of seeing you guys on social media. I said, but we're not tired of being happy, and we're just trying to sprinkle a little love out into the atmosphere, also known as the universe.
Yes.
That's
absolutely.
why we chose to say yes again.
That's why we chose to say yes again. So whether you're dating again, for the first time, or whether you are still healing and wondering if love is still possible, we're here to tell you that it is.
Yes, and it might just be one bold, unexpected yes. right?
Bold, unexpected. Yes, that kind of sums
Yeah.
it up. So, if this episode inspired you, here's how you can continue to spread the love and stay connected, right? So, subscribe to our YouTube channel. So, we want you
Yes.
not just
Yes.
following us, but subscribing. So, subscribe to our YouTube channel where we're going to post videos like this. We post stories. We post, short clips, behind the scenes, all the things. You can also follow Saying Yes Again on your favorite podcast platform. So that's Apple, Spotify, iHeart, your favorite, podcast platform. And we also would just love to hear from you. So leave us a comment, leave us a review. We would greatly appreciate that as well.
We also have our own website, babe, right?
Yeah, we do. Yes. You can visit our website, sayingyesagain.com. That's sayingyesagain.com. So definitely you can check us out over there as well.
Question: do they have to include that Dr. Lisa and Tony?
No, this is just the website. So it's
Okay.
sayingyesagain.com.
All right. I'm just still getting used to all this whole social media platform. All right. Okay. Well, until the next time, you guys, we have enjoyed you guys immensely. We are so grateful and so appreciative that you guys chose to chime in and visit our podcast today. Right, babe?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, we are grateful for your viewership, for your support.
Definitely.
And we just can't wait to keep, churning out information and stories for you to keep you inspired.
Yes. Please engage with us. Leave us a comment. Any questions, we'll definitely do our best to address your questions to the best of our knowledge, but we want you guys to engage. Any subject matters or topics that you guys may be interested in, we can't promise anything, but we'll definitely look at it and strongly consider it, right, babe?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because we want to produce content that you guys want to hear.
Exactly.
And that you want to learn from as well. So
definitely.
Okay, well, until next time.
Until the next time, thanks again.